Everybody, welcome back to the Smart NFT podcast. My name is Crypto MC, I'm a media host. So, as you might have known, the Blast Layer 2 recently has blasted very, very loudly, and we started in Downwell. We started to explore the ecosystem, the project, and let me announce my first guest on our podcast. He's Joseph. He's team member of Tornado Blast, and this is a trading bot built on Blast. And I am pretty happy to have him on my episodes and to ask him about why have they chosen Blast and why did they recommend Blast and so on and so forth. You know how to do it. So, Joseph, welcome to our podcast.
Thank you very much for having me on this podcast. So yeah, I'm one of the founder of Tornado Blast. What we are building is basically didn's tools to trade on this new ecosystem. So whether it's like to access the best liquidity directly from your Telegram, to snipe new token, to automate all your trading, or also to find the smart money, to find some gems, etc. So we're adding also a social layer on top of your trading experience. And yeah, we are a native Blast bot, so we're only deploying on Blast. Everything is really connected to all of the DEXs and all of the other protocol only on Blast. So that's a big bet that we're doing here. And to answer your question, so why we choose Blast? So Blast announcement was like a couple of months ago already. And so Pac-Man, the founder of Blast, was also the founder of Blur, which is now the leading NFT marketplace. And basically, we were able to see what he was able to do on NFT. So basically come from zero to like a largest market share in very short term. And Blast vision is basically a chain mostly for didn application. So that's also what he told me. So we had some exchange with him. He helped us a little bit on the go-to-market strategy, but that's the vision. Is like basically we are doing what actually people want, and it's like a didn chain. So I think the product market fit of this chain is going to be pretty big. In this ecosystem, it's all about like how can you attract user, how can you attract liquidity, etc. And I think they are like in a very, very good position to become one of the major layer 2. We can go a little bit more in detail for that, but just by the ability to bring liquidity, and they've been able to bring like, I think $1.7 billion even before launching the mainnets, and in just a couple of months. They've been very good at any incentive program, and we saw it with Blur. I think they airdrop over like 300 millions of dollars of Blur. I think that's going to be even bigger on Blast, of course, because like that's a whole new chain. And also they're trying to bring some innovation here when it comes to like native yields. So let's say you transfer your funds, everything that is in the bridge, instead of just sitting in the bridge, it's working on Lido and Maker. So it's not a new things, but all of this combined make us think that you won't have any, as a users, if you have to pick a chain, a layer to do anything, you'll pick the layer 2 that not only give you a native yield, but also give you rewards amongst all of the others. So that's why we are betting that Blast might become one of the largest layer 2.
Yeah, so I see you're pretty satisfied with choosing Blast. You pretty should have become a Blast ambassador in the future. Think about it. Well, let me dive into your personal story. As you know, you came from the fiat banking industry to Web3. I'm pretty happy to hear such kind of stories. Tell us briefly, why have you chosen Web3 as the future path of your career?
Yeah, sure. So my background, so I'm an engineer, computer science engineer, also a master degree in management, and I start working in a private bank in Child. I was managing technical projects, so a lot of backend in there. Then I moved to investment bank, public investment bank in France, to invest in new startups, to finance new startup. I also work a little bit for the French central banks, like we mentioned, to help them understand a little bit better what's going in DeFi and sell the leverage. But I've always been very attracted by Web3, I think, and crypto in general since 2017, 18, something like that. First of all, so I saw what was happening in backend of a bank, on the technical standpoint at Rothschild. I think a lot of things can be simplified with this kind of new technology. So the big picture, I think everything is more efficient on chain, depending on what you actually can bring on chain and what you have to compute off chain, etc. But if you find a good mix, it can be way more efficient. And on a personal standpoint, it's just innovative. Like everything's moving so much faster. We can have an impact at our young age on this new ecosystem with just a couple of years in this area. We already have a good network. We can create tools that people will actually use. And so I also built another company in the NFT finance space before. So I think we can discuss a bit about that later. But yeah, innovation, everything is moving faster. I think it will replace a lot of use case, even if right now I feel like most of the use cases are pretty degens, but it's mostly a sandbox right now. So we're having a lot of fun. People are trusting us as investors. So I'm really happy to evolve in this careers now.
Absolutely, sounds well. So let's dive into Blast. How the idea of Blast bot came, why have you chosen Telegram, and so on. What all we should know about Blast, please give us a brief introduction to this amazing service and product.
Yeah, sure. So what we're building here is like tools. So for power users, degens and traders. So basically, they want something. They want to be able to trade fast directly from the phone. They want to have access to very powerful tools. So like the sniping tool, for example, is something very important. So let's say you know that the token is going to be launched, is going to launch very soon. Well, this tool allow you to buy it first. So basically, we're going to snipe the token as soon as it's live on any dexes. You can also automate your trading. So with limit order, with copy trading, this kind of stuff. So you have from your phone a set of very powerful tools with an experience that is very similar to what you can find on centralized exchange when it comes to limit order, this kind of stuff, but you access the most degen liquidity and token with all the DeFi connection. So it's a little bit a combination of both, very powerful tool in your pocket, and with the same experience as a centralized exchange, but accessing the whole DeFi, because that's where the most gains, the gains you can find the most probably. So we've seen it on mainnet, but on mainnet are like doing very well. There is like some big brands that have been doing a lot of volume, sometimes even more than some other dexes. So we know that is something that people want. On Blast, I think the user percentage that will use this kind of tool will be greater than Ethereum, because like you concentrate more degens on one chains. So of course, the amount of people that are going to use this kind of tool is going to be higher. And we choose Telegram because in crypto everyone is on Telegram. And it's a good platform to build on top, basically with all the API, etc. So it's a proven product. We try to apply what I've been working on other chain and tweak tweak it a little bit just to make sure that it fits perfectly on Blast.
Well, let me elaborate deeply your choice of Telegram. First of all, you've said that Telegram has a very big community. That's true. Yeah. From the cons is that Telegram is, let's say, pretty centralized entity. I don't want to say that it's controlled by Russian FSB and so on and so forth. We will not dive into that, but nonetheless, it is centralized. And my friends from Develop asked me, why didn't you choose Telegram Open Network or TON for building Blast? And don't be afraid these Telegram potential pointing of failure, let's say.
Yeah, you're right. Centralized, very centralized. So we didn't choose TON because the whole point was to build on Blast at first. So we know that a lot of users already use this kind of technology, so they are used to what they can do with it. So we've looked on chain, for example, on mainnet bots. People don't usually store money on this kind of Telegram but they will transfer the money, use it to do what they want, and then transfer out. So of course there is always some risk here. But from our understanding, the kind of user that we target are willing to take a lot of risk I mean, they're like on the spectrum of like the people taking the most risk. This is not compared to the risk they're taking, let's say, on the kind of token they're going to buy, the strategy they will do, etc. This is not like a main priority about whereas started private keys kind of stuff. Of course, we are doing our best on the back end, of course, to encrypted private key. We will soon roll out some account abstraction tools to increase also this security. But yeah, it's a point of failure. It's something that so far is acceptable because they will choose by far the convenience, the speed, and the tools. And they already kind of know how to manage the risk by not deposit too much fun on bots, this kind of stuff. But We will see. I don't believe that Telegram will hack their users anytime soon, but it's definitely a point of failure. But also something interesting in this space is like decentralization is a key for a lot of people, but most of the users don't really care about it. They want good tools, and then they'll think about like if everything is like decentralized, if everything is like according to the blockchain ethos, etc.
Considering all that you have just said, do you have any plans in future to diversify the architecture of the bot, to switch to another chains, another platforms, not to be on Telegram 100%? So share your plans if you do have some.
So yeah, our goal here is to stay on Blast, to build as many partnership, and that's what we'll be working on to make sure that we as integrated as possible on Blast. So we don't plan on going on any other chain. Nonetheless, yeah, of course, the bot's going to evolve a lot. So right now, it's an interface directly in Telegram. We will add more features, like I mentioned, the account abstraction stuff. The whole infrastructure is going to scale as along the users growing. Then we might maybe move to like a web app because we are seeing this move from the big bot on mainnet, but there's still not a lot of sign that web app or like really the best option here. So far we plan to stay on Telegram for sure.
Well, so what should we know about your stage of development and roadmap? What should we know about the community, how to join, and whatever you want to say about your future plans on Tornado? Let's finalize the story of your amazing and blasted start and blast.
Sure. So we were one of the first to build on Blast. Actually, as soon as the announcement came out, we went end down and worked like overnight on it. So basically, the bot right now is ready. We got the first version that has been battle tested by like 2,000 beta testers on testnets. All the DEXs are integrated. We have also other partner integrated. We did a strategic round with some of the largest bot users, didn, some beta testers that will help us, and some VCs, of course. So right now we are waiting for mainnet. So the chain itself should launch in a matter of weeks. It should be by the end of the month. So basically, we will be live with the first features. So it's like a copy trading, sniping, limit order, and trading from day one, with all the DEXs integrating on the fly, and then we'll keep adding new features, get feedback from users to make sure that we have a product that actually meet their needs. But yeah, that's where we are right now. We are a team of 7 experience builder from like different background, consensus, and other big name. But yeah, the product is pretty much done, and now it's like making sure that everything scale, that we are the first on the sniping part. We surround ourselves with some big advisors of the OG of the sniping industry, some OGs. So to make sure that we have like a state-of-the-art trading bot on Blast, and we also adding some Blast native features. So basically, you will be able to DCA and to automatically trade some low market cap token with the yield, native yield, and revenue sharing that you get.
Well, let me ask you about the Tornado token. It is in the center of Tornado Blast. What should we know about your token, and maybe any fundraising plans, including your token? So say anything about that.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have a token. It's going to be like so we made a bet of like placing the community at the center. So compared to other bots, we give back 100% of everything the bot is generating. So it's in terms of revenue and fees, in terms of airdrops. So in Blast, there is a massive incentive program that I mentioned, and 50% of the airdrop is intended to developers. So basically, we give back 100% of what we get to token holders. And yes, so fundraising. So we've done for quite some time our first strategic round. We plan to have like a public sale, depending on the Blast ecosystem development, but within a couple of months now. And it will be, I think, very interesting. It will be like a big upside to own the token, because you got the upside, of course, to the bot itself, to the Blast token, and to the whole Blast ecosystem, because we have secured a lot of airdrop from our partners, and we are giving back 100% to the token holders. So I think that might be a good bet. If you are users, you'll get, of course, some free token anyway. And we are giving back token right now to people that has used a bot on mainnet and stake Blur and transfer fund on Blast earlier.
Well, you have an amazing Linktree link. I'll put it in the description so you can see all the links. And the first link comes to Telegram chat. Is that the main point of collecting your community? Where just join Telegram chat or Blast, and you'll find every information right there. Is it right?
Yeah, definitely. Telegram is at the center of everything we do.
Okay, so I think that we have finished. Do you have anything to add? Maybe any useful information for potential Blast for users who will just come to link and to explore Blast? What should they? Any additional information?
Yeah, definitely. I think they should check out some Blast native account like Blast News. They're very big on like digging from day one all the protocol. I think it could be very interesting for your listener to explore the ecosystem a little bit, because like the hype is not really here yet, and a lot of people, very smart people, have been building on it. I think it's gonna be explosive. Like the liquidity is here. The incentive program is gonna be crazy. So I think there's a good play to be early on this ecosystem to explore like the dexes, all the innovative stuff going out. And yeah, like I mentioned, it could be like a very a good upside as a user to access good and innovative tool, but also a lot of rewards.
Well, so guys, if you become interested, so find the link tree on Blast. All the links are inside Telegram chat, with our website, documentation. So the full complex of information to explore the Blast to start the year. So I think we've done a pretty good job. Well, let me dive into the general situation. What are our main thoughts on non-fungible token situation? We've gone through perhaps 3 years, starting with 2020 and the hype of NFT then. So dump NFT came into the past. The smart NFT era has come already. So diversive thoughts and regarding your previous project, which was related to NFT elsewhere. So give us the first one.
So I've worked 2 years in the NFT fan space. So basically bringing NFT into DeFi with a new type of lending protocol. We've always been being very big on NFTs. I think a lot of people are doing great stuff right now, and we're seeing an innovation right now in the space, and we haven't seen it for quite some times. I'm thinking about ERC 404, this kind of stuff. A lot of perp on the way on Blast. There will be perpetual for NFT, so as traded, that's going to be, I think, very interesting. I think something that has been changing the landscape of NFT too, has been like so everything trying to integrate them into DeFi. Flooring protocol, for example, is one of the big example here, making them a little bit more fungible. So then you can build a perpetual on top of this kind of stuff. A lot of innovation. I think we will see new collection popping up. I think the OG, some of the OG will stay for sure. But Blast might be the good chain for NFTs. So from my understanding, from what I heard, of course, Blur is going to be available on Blast, and I don't want to bet here, but I think there will be a bridge between these two chains to make it more efficient to trade, to do this kind of stuff. So I think some innovation is going to come here on this new chain. Keep an eye. There's already some collection that's going to launch, but other than that, I think that the past few years we always see like we only saw like the beginning of what NFT can do. I've been pretty big on real world assets on the form of NFT. So Watch.io, for example, is launching watch collection on NFT, so allowing you to use them as collateral to leverage this kind of stuff. I think the property of non-fungible for this token is very important and bring a lot of things. And if on top of that, you can also link it to great liquidity with the ERC 404, for example, you have a very good match of like what's non-fungible, but what can be integrated to DeFi easily.
I'm familiar with the concept of smart NFT or NFT 2.0, or we call them programmable NFT, financial NFT with some fungible collateral inside, packed into wrapped NFT with a different set of futures, set the time walk, and so on and so forth. Are you familiar with that? And if you are, just give us your professional thoughts. Is it useful for?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I've dig it a little bit with real world asset. I was thinking about like treasury on this kind of stuff, like Kuma protocol, for example, is like bringing these bonds on chain. So it can be a good a good way to bring them on-chain and link it to DeFi. After that, I haven't dig it too much. So if you have any protocol of things I should look into, I will gladly do my research.
Well, okay, so I think we've covered a lot. I think I'm pretty sure that's you've been connecting with other projects from Blast ecosystem. It's been growing very fast. Perhaps we will see a lot of results there. What do another project in Blast say? If you talk with them, are they satisfied? And your future vision, who do you advise project for different founders to go on Blast and build on Blast since then?
Yeah,
Advice recommendations.
Definitely. I think we already saw some project that had some issue finding some product market fit on other chain to try to move on this chain to have like a first mover advantage that they couldn't have. Something very interesting, and that's an insight that I got directly from the founder of the chain. They really want to support Blast native teams. So they're not looking to, I mean, maybe they will, but to bring the big names like Aave, Uniswap, etc. But if you build something a little bit new, and if you build something that, and you commit to stay on the chain, you will receive support, of course, from the team. I think it's a good way compared to other chain like a layer 2 or some layer 1 here. There's actually a big of excitement. So in terms of users, spotlight, etc., the ecosystem is still very small. So you can actually grab some lights on your own project here. So I think the upside of moving on this chain is definitely good. Definitely good. You start from a new chain, so there is no like big name already implemented. All everything is for grab, and if you are willing to work hard, of course, and to stick to the chain and to build a lot of partnership, you can definitely make a name for yourself.
Every layer, every chain needs to grow its ecosystem. It advertises a lot, and Blast did his job very well. But is there anything that we should know about Blast from inside that they did not say to us, that they kept in silence till then? Any insider information? Maybe do you have?
So yeah, the date of the launch should be like 29th this month. So I think they will announce it very soon if they don't change it. Yeah, they told us like basically the incentive program is going to be massive. So we're expecting, so right now there's already a lot of money on this chain. You will be able to claim your points only in May. So until then, I think the LTV and liquidity is going to keep increasing for sure. Also, a lot of protocol intend to give back at least a percentage of the points that they will receive from the chain. So from what I know, like most of the founder basically will. So if you use a swap on Blast, you might get some Blast on top of the initial reward. Same with Tornado, same with a lot of other protocol. So the upside here is not only of discovering new token, new chain, new tools, etc., but it will be like a double upside, whether it's like on the rewards of the protocol itself, but also on Blast reward that's going to be distributed to users.
Yeah. So my colleagues from Develop, we are pretty fans of the concept of transactional reputation. I don't know if you're familiar with that. This concept, in real world, we have a personality and we will look at him and do we trust him or not? In Web3, this is trustless space, and we do see on the amounts, quantity and quality of transactions of the future. This the KPI of its reputation. If account has a lot of transactions, that's good. If he does not, that does not. Are you familiar with that? What are your thoughts on this concept of transactional reputation? Is that useful for every community which lives in a trustless situation, trustless realm?
Yeah, that's a subject we dig a little bit. We were starting to build uncollateralized lending based on reputation, whether it's like reputation on chain, reputation from your peers, etc. I think that's something very interesting. I think we're moving to like a trustless ecosystem in general, trying to because trust is like a point of failure that you have on top. When it comes to transaction itself, there's a lot of work, I think, when we dig this subject of unconscious lending. If there is so many ways to game the system that if you want to design a system, well, you can actually remove the trust. Well, it's a lot of work, a lot of risk parameters, kind of stuff. I think something interesting recently on the landing, let's say on Ethereum, Morpho Labs moved to like a Aave-like system a little bit with like risk parameters, like a more trustless system where basically you got the architecture, the base layer of lending, and then you can plug some people to manage all of your risk parameters, and then you don't trust the protocol itself, but you will trust certain people on the chain. I think that's something interesting to dig. Other than that, NFT has been a good way in the past to like more than transaction, but like to bring trust to some people. You knew that if the guy was like legit within the community, it could have like a good effect on the perception and trust from this community. Other than that, yeah, I don't know what to add on this, but definitely we're trying to move on a more trustless ecosystem.
Well, so we've done a good talk, I think. So we deliver pretty nice points to discuss and to deliver. And finally, Joseph, do you have any ideas, recommendations, suggestions? We are in February in 2024, and everybody who stays in Web3 more than a year knows that everything changes very fast in this realm. Yeah. So where should we look like? What points we should control? Where are we headed? So give us your visionary.
I'm a visionary. So I think from being here for a couple of years, we've seen like a couple of cycles already. I think I came to the conclusion a little bit that what you should look for is what people actually want. After bear markets right now in the current position that we are right now, the people that are still here are like really big believer, big degen. So you should explore a project that meet one of these two requirements. So of course it could be like all the Zcash rollup, this kind of stuff when it comes to like really believe in the ethos. Starknet recently launched the token, and I think the ecosystem could be very interesting for dev or like hardcore dev. And the other side is like degen. People have been in this ecosystem to ape on stuff. So that's what's working the best right now. Fortunately or unfortunately, I think that's where history is bringing us again. But real world assets, I think real world assets is going to be big. There's no reason for it to not be big. And we're seeing like, of course, the treasury bond coming on chain, but also a lot of other stuff, commodities, real world assets. I think I'm pretty bullish on that, but short term, look for degen projects and dig it as much as you can. Risk-taking is going to be like a big narrative, of course. But other than that, I can't tell you exactly what's going to be the ecosystem in 6 months, but short term is going to be risk-taking, it's going to be degen, and explore every real world stuff.
Great thoughts. Thank you for this visionary, at least the one solid conclusion that one may make from our conversation if you are into this, you should look into the Blast ecosystem. You should pay attention on that because Joseph with his team is in Blast. We're develop are in Blast, so a lot of projects are in Blast. So dive into the links below. Use the Tornado, develop the apps, and join us. And if you are the project on Blast, which has already been on Blast, or you plan to be Blast, feel free to contact us to let us know and jump to our podcast. We will be pretty happy to tell the world, to our community about you. This is for free. This is how Web3 works. Web3 is for contribution. We're not competitors. We just contribute to the ecosystem. That's why how the ecosystem grows. So Joseph from Tornado Blast and me, Eugene Kiptamsi from Diamond Developer with you. Thank you for watching and listening. Like, share, subscribe, stay tuned, and build and contribute, and let it be Web3.
Thank you very much. It was really great to be here today.
Blockchain. BLOCK chain. Digital money, smart contracts, NFT, IDO, decentralization, transparency. So many opportunities, but so many challenges. Some financial manipulators, by their actions, confuse blockchain solutions and block their development. The idea that the blockchain should bring copyright and royalties protection to the next level is quite old, but the realizations of these ideas are not perfect at all. There is another problem of determining the value of a particular cryptocurrency or NFT. These and other problems need to be solved. Fortunately, the blockchain infrastructure is evolving. My name is E, Mr. E, and I represent the Envelope project. Many things have already been invented in the blockchain today. Tokens, smart contracts, platforms for creating your own coins, NFTs, exchanges for buying, selling, and exchanging all these blockchain resources. Envelope is another step in the development of crypto technologies. The protocol that works with NFT and cryptocurrencies. The idea is simple but disruptive. Let's assume you have an NFT, Bitcoin and Ethereum. Using the Envelope protocol, you can wrap the original NFT accompanied with several tokens. Technically, you get a similar NFT, but what is the breakthrough here? Once wrapped, the token has a number of additional features that were not available before. The minimal cost appears. It is provided with coins wrapped together with NFT. An asset wrapped with Envelope has a number of properties that allow the original author to receive royalties from the resale of that asset. Various rules can be applied to the wrapped token. For example, a lock period for unwrapping. It secures the asset till the determined moment or safeguards it from speculation during the hype period. At the same time, wrapped tokens can be transferred and traded. These are just some of the scenarios for using Envelope. NFTs become more popular, and the tools provided by Envelope expand the opportunities of NFTs utilization. Wide application possibilities are achieved due to the fact that, in addition to the protocol, the project includes a number of subsystems. The protocol provides functions wrapping and unwrapping. Oracle Mechanics provides asset valuation using analytical algorithms. Index provides a summary assessment of several NFT assets with the common criteria. The project has its own token, which connects all elements of the system. Altogether, this is Envelope, a tool in the blockchain world for building modern and secure systems in various fields. Find more info about the project on the website. Envelope. Make your NFT valuable. Just practical, no hype.